Hey guys, what's up? Chris Rod, Sun City Lawn Care. Got a bit of a different video for you today. What you're seeing here is a compilation of our sod installations for 2021. We just basically we booked one every single Friday. Installation Friday, prep Saturday. Installation Friday, prep Saturday. So what you're seeing here is some of the art, some of the work we've done. Kind of a fast walkthrough on some of this, but I just wanted to walk you guys through our installation process on how to install sod. This is something the DIYer can do, or the landscape or turf professional out there. So here in West Texas, a lot of our properties, as you can see, are founded on red sand, pure dirt, pure sand. There's no water retention value. There's zero nutrient retention value whatsoever. So it's kind of a blank canvas. Okay, a lot of the properties, especially the newer developed areas, like you see here, sometimes we've got to rip out, material. Like in this particular property, this client wanted all that rubber mulch removed. He had his kids' play sets in there, but anyway, a lot of it's just dirt. So we got to bring in dirt, some organic material. Screen compost is what I like to use, and that way we get some nutrients into the soil system. A lot of times, like this property, are covered with overgrown weeds, and we have to go and excavate a lot of that material. Here's one method of excavation. This is actually a tall fescue Bermuda mix that the client wanted removed and wanted 100% Bermuda. So this is just one method to the madness, and I did this particular lawn this way for two reasons. One, it was really small, and I wanted a bit of a challenge. My back was so sore. But we got it lifted up, and the shoveling of a pre-existing lawn is very painstaking process. Another way for some of our bare dirt areas, or where they're thinned out with a little bit of grass, is we go ahead and use a tiller, and we kind of tear up that existing foundation and loosen the dirt at the same time. But the main point that when I'm doing this, and here's a really good one actually before I continue, pre-existing lawn, we're just tearing it up and we screen it out. We rake out all the dead debris, whether it be grass or rocks. But when I'm doing these properties like this that are bare dirt, a lot of times what I'm looking for is boulders, shingles, debris essentially. Anything larger than a quarter size rock or debris size, we excavate, we remove, because I do not want it in my soil system as I'm doing a brand new sod installation. If you leave something of that size inside the soil, it can become a heat source and will kill the grass. Okay, so here we're taking delivery of some of our dirt. Again, we use screened compost, that way there's no wood chips inside of it, and that was just me having the dirt delivered and offloaded either into the driveway or the sidewalk, whichever is most convenient to wheelbarrow that product in. And here's a quick picture. We actually sometimes we'll use steer manure if it's small enough. We'll grab a couple bags from the big box store and just dump it. So after delivery, we take all that dirt, load it in, and spread it out. Spread it out as best as possible. Making sure that we get ample organic material to, cover the square footage of the installation, and to ensure that we get a good amount of organic material into the soil system to bring the grading up in height to match a, pre-existing patio or concrete, or in this case, a pool deck. We raise that dirt as well, that level essentially. So again, we just spread that material out, and then once we have that material spread out, we go through a process of tilling the material into the existing foundation. So after I spread it out, I'll take that tiller and I'll go ahead and rototill the organic material, or that black dirt. This is not a necessary process, but I like to do it just to get that good mix in with the existing sand, and it's a lot easier to work with once you have it tilled in as well. There are companies out there that will just lay that black dirt down on the existing foundation without tilling in. But again, one of the main reasons why I use this tiller in my area particularly is we get a lot of rocks. And then we've got this one particular rock called caliche, which sometimes can be found in boulder size, which you want to remove because it really will inhibit the root growth of your grass type. So, again, using the tiller machine, what I like to do is just till that material in. What it also helps loosen up is some of those root systems from surrounding trees. If they're far away enough from the main trunk of the tree, we'll go ahead and cut out those roots, and that way we got a clean working surface before we lay our sod. So after I go ahead and till in all that organic material, I will regrade, re-level, and use a roller, as you can see here. And I only fill the roller up about halfway, maybe 1/4 of the way, just to give me a nice clean grade or flat surface before I go ahead and put the sod down. Okay, I find that to be a very key aspect before laying the grass. That way everything is smoothed out and you don't have any major dips or ruts on the soil surface before you lay the grass. The last thing you want is to go ahead and put down your turf and then you've got all these bumps when you go to mow it. So we use a leveling rake, and I use that roller prior to the actual sod installation. And so we'll go ahead and wait a couple seconds here. As you can see, all our soil is prepped for our sod installations. Now, I will also add one last thing, which I did not include in here, is I space out my sod installations 7 days apart, okay? Meaning I do the prep one Friday, and then I'll come back the following week to do the installation. Now, during that 7-day process, what I'm allowing is if I need to spray a herbicide to kill any existing grass or weeds, I'm going ahead and do that on the soil prep phase. And then I give it a week, and then we do the sod installation. So as you can see, we're taking delivery of some of our sod here. This comes out of a different state, actually. It comes out of Santa Teresa, New Mexico. We have it delivered. And as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm re-leveling as we wait for the grass to be delivered, or as I'm doing the actual sod installation. Okay, so I'll lay some squares out, and then I'll use the leveling rake again on each pass that I make, because sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to be stepping on that soil system depending on which way you lay it, your turf. And like here, for example, as you can see, I use the leveling rake and then I put down the sod. I do that to give me one final good grading or re-leveling before I put that grass down. And we just keep going, row after row after row. Then I'll go ahead and re-level. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then I'll get right back to laying some sod. Here's a couple tips, guys. Actually, this is one trick to the trade. Right. Another little ninja secret here. You see how that piece has got that gap between it? Okay, when you're laying your sod, you want to pay attention to this. I don't know what it is about these sod cutters from the farm, but there's always a piece, a side of the sod that's got this angle to it, this slot, or this, yeah, it's pretty much, I can't describe it other than saying it's an angle, but each piece is going to have it. So you can just throw down your sod if you like, and you're going to get gaps like this, okay? And we're trying to match the pieces up accordingly. But when you get something like that, all you have to do is one of two things. If you don't give a crap, you can leave it. You can take some of your topsoil, you can fill in the cracks and crevices accordingly, okay? That'll give it, some soil contact there. You won't even notice it. Or you can simply turn it around. And when you do that, see the gap's gone? See, it lines up perfectly. What's happening is this side had an angle, this side had an angle. So I just lined up the angles so they overlap each other. And then that way that gap's not there, and you don't have to buy any extra material or worry about covering up any spaces with topsoil. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's our installations for 2021. Hope you enjoyed. Let's talk about watering. On week 1 after the installation, you should be watering every single morning nice and deep. Week 2, every other day. Week 3, you should be able to get into a routine watering cycle for your area. Here in this quick video, you're going to start to see the roots taking place. Little white fibers, that's what we're looking for after a couple weeks. Nice moist soil, nothing oversaturated, nothing dry. That's how you know your sod is taking root. If you guys enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Always subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions below. Take it easy.